friends, welcome back to my channel and to another episode of Flute Life with Katieflute. For those of you who are new here, my name is Katie and I'm a professional flutist based in New York City. Today I wanted to give you 6 tips or pointers for the adult student who is returning to their instrument after not playing for many years or is maybe picking up an instrument for the first time. I'm super passionate about working with my adult students, and there's just something so amazing about seeing them grow and progress. So I'm really excited to share these tips with you today, and hopefully they help you out no matter what point of your musical journey you're in. So my first tip for those returning to an instrument after many years is to take that instrument to a repair technician and get it looked at. I can't tell you how many times I've worked with an adult student and they tell me that their flute has been sitting in their closet for the last 30, 40, 50 plus years, and now they take it out to play and it's just not functioning properly. This causes a lot of unnecessary frustration and stress, especially as you're coming back to trying to learn to play your instrument again. No matter what instrument you play, be it clarinet, viola, trumpet, you really want to take it in to get worked on so it's in the best possible shape before you begin taking lessons or playing again. You want your instrument to be working with you, not against you. And if you're brand new to your instrument, you're best off either renting an instrument from a reputable shop, purchasing an instrument new, or if you're purchasing it used, making sure that you do take it to a repair technician to check it out before you start taking lessons. Tip number 2 is to find a good teacher who you trust. You want to find a private teacher that understands your learning styles and your goals, and preferably someone that has experience teaching adults. In my years of experience teaching privately, there is obviously a difference between how I approach a lesson with a 5-year-old versus a 65-year-old. If someone has only had experience teaching very young students, they might not be the most natural fit for you. That, of course, is just an example and maybe a bit of a generalization. They might also be fabulous at teaching adults, but it's just something to keep in mind. But what's most important is that you have a teacher who you get along with, who your personality meshes well with, and someone that you trust in order to help you take things to the next level and progress in your playing. Tip number 3 is to set some goals and then stick with a practice routine that reflects those goals. Many of my adult students come to me with a variety of goals already in mind. Maybe they want to learn how to double tongue, or learn a specific piece, how to use vibrato, or maybe they have a very basic goal in the beginning of just trying to remember how to read sheet music or play a simple scale on their flute. The more you can figure out what your specific goals are, the more progress you're going to make, and the more your teacher is going to be able to help you in achieving those goals and taking steps to reach towards them. Maybe you don't have any specific goals in mind, and that's okay too. A good teacher is going to be able to help guide you and help you create some goals. Once you and your teacher have talked through your goals, then it's time to create a practice plan that will help you to work towards these goals. Your practice plan should reflect your goals and vice versa. If your goal is to play an entire sonata by the end of the month, you're going to want to make sure that you're practicing an appropriate amount in order to reach that goal. Maybe your goal is to simply remember how to play the basic notes, or maybe you're picking up the flute or whatever instrument it is for the first time, and one of your short-term goals is to learn how to make a clear sound. Then maybe your practice plan initially is to just spend 10 minutes every day with the instrument. Setting these goals and following a practice plan will help you to feel like you're making progress and give you something to work towards, something concrete, and I think that's really important when you're learning a new instrument or revisiting an old one. Tip number 4 is to document your progress. In the age of having a recording device right on your phone, there is no better way to keep track of your progress than to take video clips or audio clips of your practice sessions. This is something that I find super helpful in my own practice. I love recording a rough first run through of a new piece so that I can listen back weeks or months later and see how far I've come. It keeps me really motivated and feels like a very tangible way to track progress. Also, a totally optional but helpful thing if you feel called to do it could be to share some of your progress videos with those in the music community online. At least for flute, there are several adult amateur Facebook groups, so it could be really nice to have that community aspect and to be in touch with others that are going through similar things as you or working on the same piece. And you never know who you might be inspiring to finally pick up that instrument again just by sharing your own musical journey. Tip number 5 is to keep your expectations realistic. This kind of goes hand in hand with the tip about setting goals, but you want to create goals that are going to make you feel motivated and give you something to strive towards, but you also don't want to make them so unrealistic that you become frustrated and give up. I've had many adult students come to me saying that they were very high achieving back in high school or middle school whenever they had been last playing their instrument, and maybe they were even thinking about majoring in music because they were playing at a very high level. And often these are the students that are way too hard on themselves, way too self-critical. And of course, if you haven't done something for many, many years, even if it came naturally to you at one point, if you try to start doing it again, it's going to be difficult and it's going to take time to relearn and remember. This is a lesson that I've learned myself as an adult student of ballet. I danced on and off throughout my childhood and up through high school, and then I took a lot of time off, and when I returned to taking classes, I had some really high expectations of myself. Not that I ever danced at a super high level or that many things came naturally to me, because they didn't and they don't. But I would think, wow, I used to be able to do my splits, or I used to be able to get my leg all the way up here. And I became impatient with myself and I got burned out and I had to step away from it. Now when I take adult ballet class, which is one of my New Year's resolutions, New Year's goals, I try to go into class with a more gentle attitude towards myself and trying to really think what it is that I want to get out of class. Am I going to try to be a principal dancer at American Ballet Theater? No, maybe in another lifetime a girl can dream. I take class because I enjoy the physical benefits of it. I enjoy working towards new goals and setting challenges for myself. I enjoy just expressing myself and moving my body. I could go on and on, but the main point is that I'm keeping my goals and expectations realistic, and that I still do see the benefit of doing something, an activity that takes a lot of concentration and focus, and doing it recreationally, not professionally. If you can approach playing your instrument in the same way, I promise you're going to have a more positive experience. And finally, tip number 6 is to have fun. As cheesy as it sounds, this is probably one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, that you came back to your instrument or that you want to learn an instrument. And you should definitely embrace it. If you can approach things with a spirit of curiosity and playfulness, you're going to have a much better experience. There can be a lot of negativity associated with being an amateur or the word amateur, but the word amateur itself comes from the Latin root amator, which means to love. One who does something out of love. And I think that's incredible, not to be jaded about something because it's your profession, but to really keep the love for what you're doing. So if you can really harness that and hold on to that and go through your musical journey with that spirit in mind, I think you're gonna have a wonderful time. So I'm wishing all the best to you returning to an instrument after many years. It would be great if we can use the comment section of this video to kind of leave some advice for others who might be going through the same thing, or voicing some of your struggles or your triumphs. I'd love to hear from you and to learn more about you and your musical journey. So thank you all for watching. I hope this video was helpful, and I'll see you all in my next video.